Cancer, this is your energy check-in love reading. We're tuning into the person on your mind or your current situation and the energy unfolding for you right now. Let's see what wants to come through. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Cancers, please. All right, your energy, we have the Four of Wands in reverse. All right, your person, the King of Wands in reverse, Aries, Leo, Sag. They're viewing you as the Tower, Aries, Scorpio. What you're not seeing is the King of Pentacles, and we see the King of Swords. Okay, so we have strong Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, strong Air, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Aries, Scorpio, Leo, Sag, and we see the Empress. Look at you. Look at you, Cancer. All right, Taurus and Libran energy. You're holding yourself in high regard. I think, my Cancers, even if you're feeling restless, even if you're feeling that something here is destabilizing, and some of you, you have definitely been through like a breakup or a separation, or you're on pause here, you're in your power. You're in your power. It feels like you didn't chase. It feels like you set strong boundaries. This has been a tower moment for this person who's they themselves are feeling King of Wands in reverse, a little less than stable here. This person might have been triggered, might have a bit of a hot temper. Maybe they acted impulsively. And I feel like you like shut that down, or you didn't allow that to pull you into reactive energy. So we see the Eight of Cups. Yep, I'm seeing, my Cancers, you walked away from this. Even if they were the ones who started a fight or an argument or kind of walked away from you, you said, okay, I'm Empress energy. I'm not going to chase, right? I'm not going to chase. And I feel like you've turned your back on this connection. Maybe not fully, maybe, not emotionally, but you're showing this person your worth and your value. And you're showing this person how you want to be treated. And you're not doing it in a manipulative way. The Empress doesn't do that in a manipulative way. She says, this is what I want, this is what I need, and, I'm not going to chase. All right, even if a part of you is waiting for this person, Cancer, you're acting exactly the way you should, holding yourself in high regard, in self-respect. You're viewing this person as the Knight of Swords. So you may be really seeing this person clearly, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. You may also know that this person is going to reach out. Now, maybe some of you, this person has reached out and you're leaving them on red, or you're taking your time. Again, I don't really get that you're being manipulative here, Cancer. I feel like you're holding yourself in high regard. Okay, now how you're viewing the relationship, we see the Ace of Pentacles. You are open to a new beginning here. If this person comes towards you with accountability, with an apology, or with a real desire to repair, and not just, I want to fix things, but I didn't act right, or this is what was going on with me, or this is how I'm feeling, then you will, you see potential, right? But your person right now is, they're conflicted, they're scattered. I feel like they're letting their ego run the show here, like their ego is making them hold back. They don't want to appear weak, they don't want to grovel. And again, the Empress is not going to make anybody grovel. But the Empress certainly is going to let you know how she wants to be treated. And I feel like this person is a little bit triggered by that, or a little bit less than confident, because this has been a tower moment. You have been a tower moment. They weren't expecting this, Cancer. They may have been expecting you to chase, or to come in and heal, or try to repair the connection, do the work for them. And you're just not. So the Nine of Swords in reverse, your person's stuck on you. Your person is definitely going through it. They're nervous, they're anxious, they can't get you out of their mind. They don't know how to move forward right now. The Ten of Pentacles, this breakup maybe feels like a bit of a repeating pattern for them. Again, I don't know if this person does a little bit of a runner, or they're temperamental, or they like to be chased or something like that, or they're not good at communicating their feelings. But I do think that whatever has happened here, Cancer, they're looking at patterns in their relationships. And maybe at first they were like, why does this always happen to me? But now it's like, I think there's something about my actions or my behavior that I need to take a look at. I am really getting somebody, they might not be there just yet, but I do think they're starting to be aware of pattern recognition and their accountability. And we see the 5 of Cups energy in reverse. This person wants to heal things, but right now they're acting emotionally detached or unavailable. Because again, this might be somebody who needs to regulate by themselves. They need some time to think, to stew a little bit. Now with the Tower, you are a tower. You are a force to be reckoned with. They weren't expecting this, Cancer. Like I said, I feel like they were expecting you to repair the situation. They were expecting you to go along with maybe some demands that they made, or, you know, to see their side of the story and then try to make everything okay again. The way you've acted or you've behaved, you know, and I feel like you've done it with class and you've done it with grace because you're in the Empress energy. So this is not you being manipulative. This is not you trying to punish them with silence. This is not you trying to, scream and cry and tell them your whole side of the story. It's like you're holding yourself in such high regard. Like you're showing this person grace as well. And I just feel like they're floored. Tower energy. All right. We see the Page of Pentacles. This person's surprised that you're not taking action, that you're not reaching out. The King of Wands. You are what they are not is what they're seeing. Okay. And again, not to say that they can't be, but right now this person's dysregulated. Right now this person is triggered. Right now this person is lacking confidence. And they're seeing you as regulated, confident, unbothered even. Focusing on your success, your business, your health. Grounded. 2 of Pentacles. And they know that you very well may be on the fence here, Cancer. You may be on the fence about them, or that you have other options even. Okay? What we're not seeing is the King of Crystals, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is somebody who's making an effort. This is someone who genuinely does want to invest. Now, for some of you, there are financial issues going on behind the scenes, which a lot of times we don't talk about in love readings. But truthfully, finances really do affect people if they're, if that's an outside source of stress. It may limit their capacity for patience, for repair, things like that. All right. Doesn't make any of it okay, but I mean, it's just the reality. So we see the King of Crystals and the 8 of Swords. This person is so in their head about you, can't stop thinking about you. We get the Unknown card, and there's ambiguity here. The ambiguity of the situation, Cancer, is driving them crazy. And not because you haven't been clear about how you feel or what you need, or, you haven't shown them, who you are and how you deserve to be treated. But the ambiguity is because this person may feel like it's not completely over, or that there wasn't like full closure. Again, because it feels like you acted very differently. You acted very differently than they were expecting. Because like I said, maybe you were the one that always repaired. You always kind of, made it okay. Made excuses for, why they, oh, this person's not good at expressing their feelings, or this person's really stressed out. And it's like, now you're not doing that. And they're realizing that they need to step up. And look at how he's looking, he's looking over at you like, kind of like, holy shit, Cancer. This is unknown territory, and it's kind of freaking them out. Okay. And we see the 4 of Pentacles, but they are holding back. For some of you, they're saving up. For some of you, again, finances were or are a real issue in this relationship, or a real reason why this person has behaved the way they have. Either they felt like they weren't good enough, or they were just really stressed about, paying the bills. So we see the King of Swords. You are going to be getting clarity and communication here, Cancer. All right. We see the Lovers in reverse, Gemini energy. It's going to require a big decision. There may be some confrontation. There might be some conflict here. And we see the Hanged Man, Pisces energy. This is saying ground before you react. Come to center before you react. Before you make any decision here, Cancer, you want to look at all the details. You want to make a head over heart decision here, because I know my Cancers out there are emotional. I know that you have feelings for this person. You see potential. But you also need to make sure that this person comes in with real genuine repair, that they come in with an apology if one is owed, and more so accountability. And that's going to be on both parts. So I feel like there might be, you might feel a little bit conflicted. This could also be this person coming in, dipping their toe in the water, maybe giving you a, hey, what's up? How are you? And that's fine if that's going to start a conversation that you want to have. But you need to make sure that you don't sweep anything under the rug, that this person really, like I said, if they owe you an apology, they're capable of giving you one, not just you smoothing it over or, swallowing it or just saying like, oh, okay, everything's cool. So before you make a decision, hold back and trust where this communication from them lands in your body. How are they coming towards you? Is this somebody that you can soften to? Is this something that you can trust? Do you see real accountability? Do you really see somebody trying to make it work, Cancer? All right, and we see the 7 of Cups. Yeah, because, for a lot of my Cancers, I feel like it's possible you realize you have other options. I mean, you're an Empress energy. That's really highly attractive energy. Even if there's nobody around you right now, you know that you have options. But I do think that this person spends a lot of time in their head wondering about you, imagining different outcomes, and I feel like you're probably doing the same, okay? But there may be a need for action here. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we need to know about this person. All right, what do we need to know about this person for my Cancers, please? What do we need to know about them? Yeah, I told you, finances are an issue here for a lot of you. And if this person was really stressed or didn't have the capacity to repair or was, because I got that temperamental energy from the King of Wands in reverse, they might have some debt here, or that maybe they had some major bills, or maybe, financial issues are definitely affecting them. Yeah, this is interesting. It feels like when they're comfortable financially, that's when they're going to relax, all right? You and this person have amazing chemistry. That's what they're feeling. And they do still have hope that this relationship can work, all right? Let's see what else my Cancers need to know about this person. Cancer, what else do you need to know about this person? They could have fair or light features. That could also be you. A night owl. I don't know if they spend late nights, like they work late nights or they're scrolling late night. And we see life of the party. So some of you, this person has been staying up later. They may have been burning the candle at both ends. This could be also, how they've been coping. All right, we see closed off and needs to grow up. Yeah, this person needs to grow up or they need to step up here, Cancer. That's abundantly clear. All right, so let's see. What would they like to say to you at the ego level here? What would they like to say to you at the ego level? I hid who I really am from you. This person may have put on a brave front. This person may have felt like they could step up to your Empress energy, but deep down they didn't feel that way. So I'm not really getting that this person was hiding the fact that, they have a family somewhere else, or, they're not necessarily who they say they were. But I think this person thought that they could step up to your Empress energy, and deep down it feels like maybe behind the scenes it feels like they didn't have that. All right, and they may have hit the eject button, or they may have started fights and arguments, or they weren't able to take care of you the way that you needed because they were so stressed, is kind of what I'm getting. And I'm afraid to contact you. Yeah, because they're also afraid of confrontation, because I do feel you being an Empress energy, you're not going to mince your words. You're going to speak truths, and you're probably going to do it in a really scary way, Cancer. And what I mean by that is because you're not going to fight and scream and yell. You're going to do it in a really calm way, and that's so much scarier for people a lot of times. I still have feelings for you, and I feel you even though we are apart. So that's what they would like you to know. All right, Cancer, quit scaring folks out there. I say that lovingly. All right, let's see. What would this person also like you to know at the soul level? What does this person want my Cancers to know at the soul level, please? I'm a better person because of you. They're inspired by you. And I think this is not only where you are in your life, but the way that you've handled yourself. All right, and I've looked you up online to see what you've been up to. Yeah, this person is definitely checking you out online, Cancer. They are worried that maybe you're too different, okay? And I've thought a lot about you lately. Yeah, that's an understatement. They can't stop thinking about you, Cancer, okay? All right, let's see what else we need to know about this person. What else do my Cancers need to know about this person? All right, not enough. Yep, see, I'm telling you, whether it was financial or it's an energy of lack, this person was frustrated in the relationship because it feels like they felt inferior and not because you did anything wrong. Even if you tried to make this person as comfortable as possible, even if you tried to help this person, nurture them, take care of them, they were lacking confidence, and there's some fear and ego issues here. That doesn't go away overnight though, Cancer, but it certainly can start to improve with their own accountability and realization. All right, and they're reminiscing. They're looking at your photos, but they're starting to see a pattern. That's kind of what I'm getting. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you should reconcile with this person, but I do think that they're starting to see a pattern that's leading to an energy of accountability. All right. What's your advice and guidance? Advice and guidance for my Cancers. Wedding rings. You do have a soul connection. You have a soul connection. You have this love. A lot of you saw marriage or commitment. Maybe you were in a committed relationship here. And right now, it's important that you focus on yourself. You take time to heal. Until this person comes to you with that apology, if they owe you one, right? I feel like that's important to say. Or they come to, and it's not just an apology. It's accountability. It's, you know what? I'm starting to see that I didn't act right, and that maybe sometimes when I am really stressed, instead of identifying it or whatever, I take it out on the people around me, or I shut down, whatever it is that happened here. And again, when I say take it out on the people around me, I'm not saying or trying to excuse anybody who gets violent or abusive verbally or physically, okay? Some of my Cancers, you might be meeting somebody new. For others of you, you might start over with this person. All right, and we see the snake. Yeah, some of you, there's some sort of third party here. Okay, and again, you're in a high vibrational energy, so you might have somebody else knocking at your door too, which might make you question how much you really do want to repair this connection. Okay, so do think about that, Cancer. All right, let's see if there's anything else we need to know. Is there anything else we need to know? Accepting yourself and others as they are liberates patterns of resistance open to flow. Yeah, but see, this is an important energy. You need to be accepted, Cancer. And no matter who comes your way, you cannot get involved with somebody hoping that they're going to change. It's like you have to see real change, or you have to accept how they are, how they regulate, how they repair, how they show up in relationships, how they give and receive love. All right, and vice versa, the same has to be for you as well. Like, they can't be trying to change you. All right, we see divine masculine energy. Yeah, so, a lot of you, I do feel like this is a strong connection. Some of you, this person is going to be stepping into their power. Okay, but someone is not being honest or is withholding information. Now, I'm not getting lies and deceit from this card, but I do feel like the King of Wands energy in reverse, like this person might have started picking fights with you, or they may have given you some sort of bullshit reason as to why they were angry or upset or things weren't working. And I feel like they know that, okay? And we see completion. Okay, but this can be over if you want it to be, Cancer. But I'm also getting with completion energy, I'm kind of getting like the worst is behind you. Now it's about seeing where they go from here, what they do from here. So let's take a look and see. Now, I do think you are going to get a message. I do think you're going to get some sort of clarity here. But again, it might be a bit confrontational. It might be a little bit confusing with the Lovers in reverse. And some of my Cancers, you might be confused because you may have multiple options available to you as well. Okay, this person's very next actions towards you. The Eight of Wands in reverse. Yep, that's like read between the lines of communication. Ace of Wands. Okay, this person is still very guarded. They might be reacting to rejection or making, you feel rejected by not coming in to repair the connection. They're doing a lot of soul searching, Yeah, they are going to be a little bit avoidant here. They do have love for you. They may come in with a message of love, but Cancer, again, this person still is doing a bit of soul searching. They're worried. They're exhausted, I'm getting. For a lot of you, this person is exhausted. Not only by this, but like some of you, they're like paying off debts, or they're working really hard, or they're overworking, burying themselves in work at this moment. This person is definitely an avoidant is what I'm getting. They have an avoidant attachment style. What's Spirit's advice for my lovely Cancers? Trust your pace. You're allowed to move slowly. Don't feel rushed. Trust your pace with healing. Trust your pace with, whatever it is you're doing. Let ego down, not your standards. So be open, but don't let your standards down. You are still whole. This moment doesn't diminish your worth. You are still whole. You're more than whole. You're Empress energy. And this situation requires honesty with yourself and with this person, not strategy. Okay? And stay in self-respect here, Cancer. Act in ways you don't need to justify to yourself later. Stay in that Empress energy. Don't grovel. Don't try to repair something if it's really truly on them to show you or to come towards you. But also, be honest as well. If there's something that you need to say and it's going to give you closure, it's going to give you clarity, say it. All right? And then we have stay with what's certain. Anchor yourself in what you know to be true. So stay with the facts. Stick with the facts here, Cancer. Because our emotions can definitely play tricks on us. But stick with the facts. All right, I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you so much love and light, my lovely Cancers. Take care.